Welcome to Albion TV's live coverage of the Season 28 Final Invasion here on Albion Asia. I am your host, the Chosen One, and I am joined today by Robin Hood RS on the play-by-play and Bogle behind the scenes in the camera. We are currently on a 15-minute delay here on this Final Invasion day as we watch the members of 555 take on No-Re and Upper Class. Robin, this is action right off the bat, and we have many zones fully cluster queued. We have disarrays of 57, 56, 62. It's wild out here, Robin.
It is indeed, and right now what is even probably more wilder is the fact that that kill board is pretty much just all of 555 just getting slaughtered into oblivion. I don't think they have much left on the battlefield here. It's a slow, painful death, it seems like, for Upper Class for the first wave of action here in Razor Rock Valley. And like you mentioned, we've got loads. I think we got 3 zones cluster queued by each individual alliance surrounding this zone. And obviously, you know, this is the pinnacle start of the Season 29 Holy War, it seems like. All sides are banded together here, fighting on Final Invasion Day for that point payout. Not much on the line in terms of actual placements themselves changing for the guys that are going to be at war next season, but
okay,
it's going to give us a good understanding about who needs a little bit of training and who doesn't over the next 2 weeks of the off season. And it seems like Upper Class definitely need to sharpen the old swords.
They've had a little bit of a rough go of it here so far, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, they started in zone with a 56 disarray debuff. They had a 38 disarray debuff outside of zone as well. And it was only No-Re that came in here. So it was an even 1 versus 1. But now it is pretty much done and dusted here. It's yeah, battle mounts are just getting caught, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't see anything that's not No-Re. That was fast, Robin. Wow.
Indeed. Not sure if let's see if I can find us a POV here, because a lot of these groups are going to be very split up at the moment, and all over the place, with different shock callers taking different routes. But the territory towers are now live. So
yep, they just went live as we came in. So today is Invasion. We mentioned that it's the final invasion here of Season 28. Invasion Day is a very interesting day, Robin. And Final Invasion Day is a little bit different than your average Invasion Day. On Invasion Day, all of the territories lose territory control. Owners stop controlling them. Guilds, alliances no longer control any of the territories. They are invaded by NPCs from the underworld. The elite vengeful guardian lords, the fire lords, raise up and take over all the territories. Now, players can get them back by defeating those NPCs on the territory and channeling on the center of the territory and gaining control. And on Final Invasion Day, when they do that, Robin, they get a pretty hefty reward as they get all of the energy that's inside of those territories and convert it into season points.
yeah, 1-to-1 conversion right there. So if there's 16,000 raw energy in storage, that's 16,000 season points and 16,000 siphoned energy as well. So a lot of money, a lot of season points on the line right now. Some guilds may have dedicated boss groups. Some guilds obviously going to be zerging it down. And when, you know, massive coalition wars are unfolding, Zergs do tend to zerg it down, and that's what we're seeing here in Razor Rock Valley at the moment, with No-Re just burning down the health bars slowly but surely here of the elite vengeful guardian lord. I'm going to carry on bouncing around though to see what else we have going on, because it's not just this one territory. Obviously, it's every single territory we have here in the Outlands, and I believe it's something in the region of like, I think it's like 285 territories in total in the Outlands overall.
Well, I thought
But
there's like 350 and there's 200 and something that are claimable, right? Like there's a bunch of unclaimable territories, like cities and dungeons, and
I don't think they class themselves as actual
they count as zones,
territories.
but they're not
They're
territories. So
zones,
yeah,
but they're
yeah,
not
like yeah, there's over 300 zones in the Outlands.
There we go. Then over 300 territories up for
No,
grabs.
not territories are
today.
different. I'm saying zones. See, we just oh gosh, we just established that zones and territories
Well,
were different. You're
It
confusing me now.
happens. It doesn't take much. Doesn't take much to confuse us both.
So yes, zones there are more over 300 of them, but territories that are claimable, you're saying about 285.
I think
Because I
so.
haven't
think that
seen
was
the exact split.
I think that was the last count, somewhere in that region. It may be in the 300s. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I did the count. But right now, territory
You did the
starting
full
to
count?
full
Okay.
here at the moment. Aguila do have a dedicated boss group on Razor Rock Chasm. That's one of the big boy territories here for Nori and Aguila. 16,784 raw energy in storage here in Razor Rock Chasm. Aguilar's ZVZ group holding the southwestern door while that boss group takes on the Elite Vengeful Guardian Lord, and that's about to just have 2 bars remaining here, so soon enough that will be done and dusted as well.
Just going through this list. A lot of people are out. A lot of people are out, Robin. I'm going through our list and it's all out. It's just that it's not here.
Got
So,
action on Scripsies. Here we
Okay.
go. It's going to be Idle Western Paradise taking on the Look Alliance with Titan here in Fire Sink Trench. Territory is still live here, but it's not one of the big objectives. The big objective for Idle would be holding and securing Dry Vein Step, which is zone southwest, which they've already done here. So they are taking the fight in Fire Sink Trench. And right now, it's hard to tell who's winning or who's losing as we come in, but it's very brawly, as always, here shows it.
yeah, this brawl meta makes it very difficult to see who's winning, as you mentioned. We tend to look at our kill board. I'm going to bring that up right now. Let it start to fill out a little bit before we, really give an idea. But first shots are going in favor of Look. Idle losing at least 5 so far. Only 1 member of Look going down that I've seen. Could have been more members when I wasn't paying attention. But so far, Idle just slightly behind. But numbers, where are you at with numbers? What do you know for Look? What do you got?
They are currently... Wait, I don't know. I don't have to unstalk. Hold on.
I'll go take a look. We got
39
38.
versus a 38, so...
Very close, very close.
Very close.
And they could
there
both
is
been
another
39.
objective
When
in this
they
zone, by
started.
the way. There is a hideout for Idle under construction, final phase, and it is a 1400 UTC time slot territory here in zone. So that objective is currently live there. It's flashing away on the northwestern side of the zone, shall we say. We'll see if it still stands. The back and forth continuing here. It's a bit of a bloodbath.
Yeah, there was a couple of strikes that hit the members of Look. About, I want to say 8 members of Look went down, but in that trade, we're looking at 15 members of Idle going down in that same period. Now that's going up to 18 now.
Nice little tickle there on the eastern side. Scripsy may look for a follow-up here. Defenses are coming down. Remember that Fallen has that 2-second immunity now, and that will help that group of Look stay alive. And it's actually a couple members of Idle that go down on that counter engagement. And Scripsy's, I think it's slowly coming to the end here. I don't see many members left alive here on screen for Western Paradise. It's not looking good.
Big group down to the south, Robin, as I've been prowling around, but this is, when I'm looking at the numbers here on these skill boards, it is about 25 down so far for Idle, and that's gonna hurt. You can't keep that up.
Indeed, and
That's about a
Scripsy's trying to
quarter
pick
of
off some of the the northwestern side here, reinforcements for Ido are literally in the zone southwest, so they should be able to flood right back in. I believe Titan are a couple zones away, or the Luck Alliance overall, but a massive another deletion there, and that's natural clumping along the wall or that rock formation there. You got to position better than that, boys.
They're losing so many members, Robin, that they are dropping in disarray significantly. They're already down to a 36, and that means they're probably well below that. You've seen now it looks like 35 members go down to, I want to say, 15 members of sorry, look. Too many lines.
Yep.
Oh, it's changing now. That's a big push by both sides. 10 members of each side going down in that, Robin. This is a bloodbath. Like, it is so hard to keep up with who's dying on this kill board because the kills are coming very quickly.
Yeah, and this group of Edok here just getting absolutely ravaged by Western Paradise. They're cleaned up here on the eastern side. The whole entire eastern flank is done and dusted and cleaned up. Western Paradise, though, yeah, they could have turned it. They're turning it now, but they have to take on Titan.
Yeah, big push by Titan. Titan is well organized and grouped up here to the western flank. Idol's going to have to get all their guys in here. Looks like they were able to hold the push. It didn't continue on into that northern group, which is what I thought was going to happen. Titan looks to have been slowed down significantly.
Yep, a little bit of Sage Chat banter as a member of the Luck Alliance takes down a member of Western Paradise, calls him a noob as he dies. But Scripsy's here, starting to gain momentum. Never mind, the momentum has been lost as a massive deletion comes in there once again. A perfect engagement there with the Golem, followed up by the DPS. But Idol reinforcements streaming in here. Can they flip it back on the head?
Robin, I don't know. I think they just lost any advantage they may have had during that last engagement, but they're back up. They're back up to a 37 disarray. So they're getting their guys back really quick. And as soon as I say that, I look at the disarray again, down to a 35. A lot of fluctuation in players here, up and down, up and down. People are coming in and people are going to get new gear.
Yeah, it is just a constant back and forth at the moment. Big clumps being made, though, western side.
You're going to have to hop on look, see if they are getting the same kind of re-gears.
This is major pressure. This could go either way right now. Astro staff pumping out that DPS on the eastern side. And it looks like Ida, Western Paradise restabilizing themselves here. They need to soak up this engagement, but they do not. And that's another devastating blow to the boys of Western Paradise. Can Scripsies find anything on the way back out? It doesn't seem like his DPS got shut down on the eastern side. Their natural clumping again here as they come around this rock formation. I think that's what Look are trying to do. They're trying to drag them in. It could work. Scripsy's super aggressive. DPS starting to come out, but it's just not enough.
Robin, in the time that it took just the refresh for the disarray, it went from a 37 down to a 32. Yeah, that's a significant drop. That's another 20 guys gone in the blink of an eye.
Scripsy's trying to do what he can. The fight getting flipped east to west and north to south pretty much constantly here.
Dropping down. 29, Robin, continues to fall. They're losing guys fast. That's half of what they started with, numbers-wise. So while it doesn't sound like a big difference between the numbers, it is. Between a 39 and a 29, you're looking at 60 players.
But again, looking at this, it looks a little bit even now. Again, it looks to be a little bit even once again here. Idle are very spread out. Don't know why they have members mounted over to the western side. Your alliance members are fighting. You can join in and press spells.
There's a lot of people standing around mounted, not doing anything. Look back up to a 42, Robin. So while you may think that the numbers were becoming even, last I saw there was a 29 to a 42.
Yep. But Idol back up to a 31. Disarray debuff once again. Scripsy's still battling his absolute heart out here in Fire St. Trench. And I mean, we were wondering
They're
what the
clumping and
fights were
dumping
going to
people
look like,
outside.
Chosen, with the changes. Obviously, we've seen some friendly fights during the war reports this week, and we really did see like an extension of just survivability after those healer buffs for both the Holy and the Nature Staff came in. This is what we're seeing here. You know, we're still getting those big major clumps and deletions, but the brawl and survivability overall of the fight is just way up there now. It looks like Brawl is more alive than ever.
Robin, I gotta tell you, so I'm looking at what's going on outside the ring. So while Scripsy's doing okay in the center, there's a lot of groups of Look just the leading people on the outside, just walking around, getting these single members of Idol who are idling outside. And there's a lot of them, and that's why it looks like it's even in the center. But the disarrays are, geez, 42 to a 32. The difference is 133 to 79.
Jeez. An uphill battle here for Idol. And that outside group, this is what we're looking at here, this outside group that are just trying to pick up players one by one.
See, look at the kill board there, Robin.
feed.
Look at what that just happened there. That was Lewicidal. Lewicidal? Sisai? I can't remember.
It's one of those.
Yeah,
One of those.
some killer just went crazy out there on the field. Wow.
And look at this. Look are looking to flood and put this final nail in the coffin right here. Here they come, and the clumps are being made down to the southwestern side. Idol, though, trying to flip the fight back to the northeast. I do see a handful of members of Western Paradise up here, but it is just a wave after wave of deletion, and that's going to be at Scripsy's nose. It's all
That's
she
it.
wrote here.
Yeah.
He's not going to make it
Another
out
big
alive,
clump.
though. He is getting hunted.
Maria Poppins going crazy out there on her umbrella today. Going wild.
Absolutely insane action here. Question is, will that hideout stay up?
At this
still
point,
3 minutes.
well, they've only got 3 minutes, right?
Yep, reinforcements of Idol come streaming in via the Alliance.
That's where I would
Do
go.
they stick around?
I would just head to the hideout with 3 minutes left. Just stand next to it for 3 minutes. It's going to take a minute to take it down. So they really have to only hold for like a minute and 15 seconds once they get there. It's going to take 45 seconds to get the people all up there. They have a real opportunity to defend this. One member of Idol at it. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to defend.
No. I don't even know if they're going to whack it, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know if they know it's there, man. They could just be not paying attention. I mean, just one guy there.
Maybe, just maybe. We'll carry on bouncing around, notice what else is going on with the big guns. And Radiant right now capturing a territory with W79. Only 270 season points available in this territory in Port Sand Cliff.
They're here, Robin. They're here. Look is here. Look is looking at the hideout. Titan is demounting next to it. The first guy is whacking it.
Uh-oh.
The second guy is whacking it. The third guy, oh no. Oh, I can't count that high. A name, Bogle? A toxic.
Keeping an eye out. Looks like we may get another round with upper class here soon enough.
75% with a minute left, Robin. They only needed to defend for like 15 seconds and they would have saved this. But this is going to fall.
Yeah, that alliance group that zoned in should have just, you know, did a little bit of ring around the rosies of the map and kept them busy, but
Actually, Robin, it's going to be so close. No, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it. I'm not. I thought it was gonna be close, but they just used a carpet, and that gave them the sprint they needed. It's 36% at 36 seconds, so it's just falling barely faster. Now 25 to 27, 20 to 24. Robin, they didn't even need to defend for 15 seconds. They needed to defend for 5 seconds, dude.
Well,
Broken with 11 seconds left on the board.
it is unfortunate.
Two dudes could have defended that with, like, Ironclad in Tier 4.
Well, in Razor Rock Valley, we have Nori trying to cluster in via the northeastern door. We've got 5555 in zone, but it looks like they're shifting. We also still have Jin trying to cluster queue in from the southeast door from Razor Rock Bank as well. And you know, like I said, these guys are so big. I don't even think like most of these guys will even fight an enemy force today because they're so big. I don't even think that they're going to be able to get people in zones.
It is wild watching them try to zone. It's pretty intense. W79, though, of Radiant, also known as Henry Noob Slayer 79, is currently gaining himself a territory here. Just took Parched Sand Cliffs.
Yes.
Millie Bogle had that up on screen.
And over here, so it's kind of like an iron wall, so to speak. If you look at the world map right now with Scatty, you know, Razor Rock Valley has been the anchor point here, keeping this map cluster queued. You know, main objective for Aguila was obviously the zone northeast with Chasm.
Mm-hmm.
We have then Jin that was holding Razor Rock Bank by themselves, stopping any sort of jumping from Razor Rock Chasm into the bank area and then eastwards. Then 555 were split between Valley and Parched Drought and Parched Cliffs, taking these territories, while the main fighting force was holding here with Scatty in zone. So this Valley territory overall in the grand scheme of things was the anchor point. This is why we saw so many people trying to cluster queue into the zone. But because there's so many different alliances now, they're going to struggle to get like real fighting forces in. We're at a bit of a standstill here. As you can see, zones cluster queued, obviously. Nori is holding northeast. They're not going to get any more in via cluster queue rotation. 555 not going to get any more in via cluster queue rotation. And Jin are holding cluster queue weight in Razor Rock Bank. And remember, Jin and 5555 work together. So Nori can't get anybody else in because the cluster queue weight is getting held in Razor Rock Bank. So at the end of the day, it's kind of, well, they were holding here, shall I say. Pinoy Flower and CTP Alliance have now just shown up, and now they're taking cluster queue here. So CTP, who we haven't seen yet so far today, they're here with now a 59 disarray debuff. I'm expecting Jin may have jumped cluster queue then. I took eyes off them for just
I'll
a
go
little bit.
Back over to Jim.
Is this them here? No, this is more 555 in Razor Rock Edge, which is
Parched
the zone
Sand.
northwest.
Parched Sand Drought is where we got Jin and Serindu.
Yeah, so again,
Yep.
like Valley is the anchor point. So if we open up the world map, so obviously Parched Sand Drought, like you just mentioned, Jin, right?
Mhm.
They're trying to cluster queue in as well.
And 555. There's a lot of 555 in Parched Sand as well.
And there's a lot of 555 in Razor Rock Edge, which is the zone northwest of Valley. Then southeast of Valley, is CTP with their 59 disarray debuff. That's Pinoy Flower and the boys. And then in the zone northeast, that's where Nori are trying to cluster Q into the zone, into Valley as well. So if I was a guessing man, putting numbers together, there's about 1,000 or so players in this, 4 map radius of each other, all trying to get into this one location. Or
I think
holding
we're up
Q
over
so it
1,000. I think
doesn't.
we're closer to 1,200 at this point when I'm
Yeah,
looking at all those. Yeah, this is a lot.
yeah.
Do we think we're going to get a fight out of this?
I doubt it.
It's too many people.
Yep.
I'd like to say yes, but honestly, it's too many people.
And all objectives are done, like here now. Like I'm pretty sure we're actually looking at the world map. There's 1 or 2 territories still up. I'm going to go check out Drownfield Mire real quick because that territory is still unclaimed. Yeah, a lot of people all focusing in that one location. There's a boss team in Drownfield Mire taking the territory. No fight over it, unfortunately.
Is this one of those situations where you start to see people trying to skip cluster queue to get into fights with each other? Like sending scouts to see what the numbers are on the other side, get an idea of where they can jump people, try to make fights happen, even though it's not in the zone in particular, like trying to hit some of these outside zones, because you can fight. All these other zones they're not full. They're all about half.
They're
full.
near full. They're like you wouldn't get enough in of a fighting force to actually fight, or be impactful, and that's why, they're near cluster queuing the zones. Like they know what they're doing. They're not fully cluster queuing some of the outer zones. So it's to stop, just that. But we do have action on the Rumble over here in Deepwood Dell, as they are trying, actually they just claimed the territory here. I did hop in and it was still unclaimed. Kingdom were trying to battle their way in as well and claim it for themselves here, but the Rumble able to secure it.
Okay, congratulations to the Rumble. Not really familiar with them, don't see much of them.
But right now they need to stop the flood here from the Kingdom. They are flooding in. Good defensives coming down. Pressure getting applied, and the Rumble seems like they are panicking a little bit and falling back. They are obviously utilizing the Sentry Mage. It is live now, so they have that to work with, and I think the Kingdom realized what they were trying to, or what they were getting baited into, shall I say.
Yeah, they don't need this. There's so much to do here on Invasion Day, taking a territory battle against a mage. I don't know if that's something they need. What do we have for disarrays here? I see that we have the debuff, so...
17 disarray debuff for FNG and the Rumble boys.
Okay, and Kingdom is sitting at, let me see, a 9. Yeah, Kingdom, you're not going to do it. Back up.
Very aggressive play, though, from our POV. Late DPS to follow it up, if anything at all. I mean, if there was a point in time for a return engagement from the Kingdom, it would be now. And it looks like they're looking to flood, but they don't have enough strong CC to keep the overextending members of Rumble locked in place. And now Rumble looking to strike back once again. The choke points we go. Little clumpage. Not enough dumpage as the defensive Great Arcane there from Spring Winter shuts down the remaining DPS, but one member still falling here for Kingdom. They need every man that they can get.
Yeah, they are low. Like I said, they were down to a 9, Robin. So just to put a 17 to 9 in perspective, 9 is like 30, 17 is like 40. So it's not terribly huge difference, but it's about 25%.
Well, we lost
and our
POV
POV is
because
gone.
Is dead. I think that is spelled correctly there, hopefully. It is indeed.
Lovely, Robin. Lovely. Well done.
Not the shock caller, but it will do here for the kingdom. Looking around a fight. Got a little bit of guard aggro to deal with in the backlines as well.
Okay. Saw some other tags. That could be rats, but
Yeah, we are very close to starting
Yeah.
portal map away.
well, rats at this scale could be incredibly impactful, Robin. These guys are just two parties, really. Party and a half.
Wondering. Kingdom are sticking around here.
Yeah, they're taking it. I mean, this is wild. I mean, they're down about 10 guys on Disarray. I don't know what that means in reality, what they actually have after all those losses compared to their opponent. But that's going to be very hard to make up, especially if they lose some of these guys in the front lines. Certain particular groups, if they lose certain healers, if they lose certain tanks, it's going to be all over. They don't have a lot of makeups or replacements.
Yeah, I mean, right now they just have so much guard aggro here. They need to do something. Nice defensive snare charge here from our POV. DPS coming in for both sides. Nothing to be found though.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
keeping an eye on those things, Robin and Bogle. You guys, I got the idea of the other fight. You guys follow this one. I'm going to keep looking around to those big cluster queues, checking to see if they ever kick off.
Oh, nice little clump and deletion here from the Kingdom. Securing 2 kills, nearly picking off a third as well. RPOV, though, getting kidnapped to the backlines. Robe of Purity. Nice little snare charge, though, on the way back out. But Kingdom will lose 1, so it's a 2-to-1 trade here. Resets coming in, falling back outside the territory once again.
Another 46 disarray of idle heading over to the zones to just cluster queue as well. Welcome to the party, Maverick. It's a lot of standing around. This is diabolical. Actually, I take that back. The Flying Dutchmen are going to take River Copse Fount here before they head over down south. They're probably going to be one of the only groups that's freed up to go and do things from Idle right now. Idle's pretty busy in cluster queue.
Over here, Kingdom falling all the way back out of the territory. Finding a little choke point that they want to play off of. See.
Radiant has split off from the cluster queue and is now getting ready to do castles. So we're already starting to see people move away from that cluster queue group.
And I think this is a good indication about what's coming with Season 29, of course, here on Albion Asia. We're going to have a lot of cluster queue action.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, Henry obviously very experienced in cluster queue. He knows the ins and outs of it very well. But I think there's been enough of it on Albion Asia over the course of the couple years now that I think Buckle probably knows it in and out as well.
Yeah.
So before there used to be a very clear, there used to be a very clear advantage for anybody that had Henry on their side. We looked back at the European server when they had their, big cluster queue wars, and as soon as Henry flipped sides, they instantly started winning the cluster queue war, and actually it won them the whole entire season itself, just because Henry knows how to abuse it correctly. or utilize it
Use
correctly,
it,
shall
yeah.
we say.
It just he knows the rules of it, ins and outs. He knows what he's got to
Mhm.
do to be in the right spot at the right time.
Very few shot callers out there know the ins and outs of the cluster Q system.
It's
It is
very
a
convoluted and difficult to understand.
Mhm.
The basics of it are very easy to understand. But then when you get to how it works when you start moving people in and out, and how to get even numbers becomes very difficult. How to outmaneuver it to get more people in is even more difficult. And yet there are those who understand it well enough that they can manipulate it using multiple alliances to get their guys in and your guys out. And you can counter it with the same activities. But if you don't know how to do it, which I'm not as skilled as Henry by any means, you're going to be behind. But Fuck All has been dealing with very large numbers in his group for over a year now, like huge numbers. He's had to spend some time with Disarray. The thing is he's not fighting a lot of groups with super high numbers, so he's not might not be as familiar as what they can do to counter what he does to put people in. That's where I would say Henry maybe has an advantage still.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a fun time seeing how it plays out. Over here, though, the fight continues in Deepwood Dell, and the Kingdom are still holding on. They did just take down Attila, which I believe is one of the main shot callers here for Rumble. Obviously, we do know Attila from back in the day.
Well, that's Attila on EU.
Oh yeah, shit. Oh, damn.
I got you one. Oh,
Yeah. Okay. All
I
right.
can't tell you how many times I go in and say, "Is this the guy we're supposed to be on?" You're like, "No, wrong server, idiot." Yeah, it happens a lot.
It does. It does. Keeping track of
600
three.
is demounted.
Ooh.
One member of Sunset. Sorry to make it sound interesting. One member of Sunset going down to 5555 in the Black Monastery. So we have a lot of rotations going on. Upper
Battle
class
board
and
has
Radiant.
just been won.
Hmm?
The battle board for the Invasion Day has just been won. That one
Yeah,
player
that one player down.
That's
Yep, that's it. 100% in favor of 555. No,
We'll
we
just
saw
ignore what
555
happened
get
to
crushed
555
earlier,
at the
dude. We
beginning,
did. We
yeah.
saw them get smashed earlier. So yeah,
Yeah.
and I believe that was just after 14 UTC, so it counts.
Yep. It counts indeed. Well, the Kingdom right now is starting to push FNG Alliance back here. And the back and forth continues. I am enjoying this very medium-sized content between these two forces.
It's very
You know,
medium.
considering, Kingdom only have a 10 disarray debuff, and they're going up, what, against a near 20 or something?
Yeah,
I
that
think?
was 19 to 9 is what I was seeing before.
Yeah.
So it's a difference of 10 players. Between 10 and 12, really, I think that's when the disarrays start to change. But yeah, that's pretty good. That's very, very substantial. 30 to 40 players. These guys are really holding their own against it, still continuing to push against a larger force in a defensive position. That's pretty good. As long as they can keep their tanks up, their supports up, they're going to be okay. They can rotate in and out on their skill players on DPS.
Yeah, and our,
Looks like
our
Regears are
POV,
close enough.
we normally do watch from like an engagement tank POV, but this D tank is doing a phenomenal job with this heavy mace right now. I'm liking what I am seeing. They are now pushing FNG all the way back inside the territory. Into the farm plot we go. And look how low some of these members of Rumble are. Finally some hills coming down for them, but clump advantage coming in. DPS needs to finish it, and they do as the longbow finishes off a couple more members. Master Sup a sliver of HP as he pops that gig pot through. He does get the fallen staff, and the immunity keeps them alive. Big plays here from the Kingdom.
We might get content. Let me see.
Big content.
So we have a group of 555 running from a group of CTP, and there's about a zone and a half lead, but that disappears real quickly when one group is following another out here in Albion. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. This is the group of Radiant and 555 that killed that one CTP member. That was the scout who was trying to keep an eye on where they were, I believe. And now the rest of the CPT forces are following behind and trying to get these guys into a place where they can corral them. I think what we're seeing is that big giant group has now split off into 5 different groups moving around the map. And they're trying to catch each other in smaller groups where they have the advantage. And one of them stuck in zone with equal size numbers when the other one drops in with double the numbers. So, like, I think that's what we're seeing maneuver-wise around the map. And it's very hard to tell you where it's going to happen because they're moving around a lot. Like, we're halfway to the north, Robin. We're halfway all the way.
Man.
You know, we're at mid-level. We went past Black Monastery. We went to where is he now? Avalanche Ravine, like northwest. We're going to castles, dude. That's where they're getting caught. They're getting caught at the castle, Avalanche Ravine. That's where it's gonna be. Unless CPT doesn't really care about a fight and just goes to the next castle. I'm already seeing 5 different groups at castles already, including like Maverick and those guys. So a lot of the people we expect to fight are already content with what their content is, like taking points for castles, which I feel at this point in the season is generally not needed. It's if you're already maxed out, right, for season points on castles. You're just doing it for loot.
Yeah, at this point, most likely you are pretty much maxed out.
Okay, yeah. I don't know what the loot versus for a single castle is versus the loot that you would get for changing raid count this season. So I'm not sure if it would be worth it to skip, but we are seeing movement into Driftwood Vale. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Driftwood Vale would be 2 maps away from where Radiant is currently standing.
Like I said, these guys are moving towards them. They're on their way. So I'm trying. Oh, come on! No, don't turn around, Robin. I think. Okay, he's just fishtailing. Just fishtailing. He ran all the way back to the door, like after leaving. He got into Driftwood Vale, ran halfway through the zone, then turned around as soon as I said they were chasing. Went all the way back to the door, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Thank God he was just catching up to the back end of his own group, you know, trying to get everybody together. You know, you do that fishtailing, you know, get back, everybody gets together, increase your blob. Yeah, he sees that he's got a new blob forming up on gate, so he's going to go all the way back to gate and get them. I hope that's what he's doing and he's not leaving because he's running back towards the door in the east, the opposite direction of where we want to go.
Don't need 29 disarray debuff of Radiant here in the castle.
That's not going to hold up against this 48. They're not even close. 48 to 29. 29 is 67. You want to take a guess of what a 48 is?
200.
Close. 175.
Ooh.
To get to 200, you need a 51.
Damn.
Yeah, and they went the other way, Robin. They turned around. They did leave. But they've got Jin and Joker in the zone.
Okay.
I'm just going to keep... dude, this is really messy. I'm just going to keep bouncing around to the big names, dude. They're all running in different directions. I thought we had something. They followed them for like 6 zones. Got a zone away and then turned around.
This group from upper class of 555 was Scatty as well. They were in Willowshade Ice Marsh.
Oh, okay.
But they're going north.
I see why they turned around, Robin. W79 left the castle. He's actually heading south. It would have been like in the opposite direction of where his opponent was coming from, so they would still be a zone and a half behind. They weren't going to catch these guys. So I get it. I get it.
Looks like maybe they're heading towards Highstone Meadow now for Radiant.
Mhm.
That is only 2 maps away as well. There is a huge fight. It is a huge fight. Who can I find? It's Joker versus T3T
Okay.
in Highstone Meadow. I'm trying to find a POV. It's going to be Chi here for Joker. Looks like it's unfortunately just coming to an end here as cleanup comes in. 34 disarray debuff for Joker. There could be another force all the way to the north. There is. It's 555 as well.
Okay.
Fighting Joker. So our POV is mounting up, getting back into the fight here right about now. And here it goes. Absolute
Well,
bloodbath unfolding. This is where Henry's heading to, so...
yeah, while you're watching that, I'm going to keep following these other guys to see where we're going. Man,
Oh, baby! That was a very sexy engagement.
nice.
I like that. I like that a lot. That was clean. And the follow-up just keeps coming here. Yo, Joker are not joking around today. And here comes W79 riding in, albeit maybe just a little bit too late to the party here in Highstone Meadow. Joker not overextending themselves too much here. I think they realize what's coming. They're backing up towards the castle, I think. Owns it. Is it Joker or is it... It is Joker. Okay, defensive position now, boys. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm not sure where Henry's going with this. He's going to the north side of the castle. He's going to try to intercept these guys as they're going in. I think they're going to get in.
I think Joker may have...
No, they didn't. They
Oh, no.
didn't get in. They didn't get in. They're in trouble here, Robin.
They're fine. No, they're fine. They deleted the first group on the corner of the castle here that was attacking. Joker's able to restabilize at the gates.
They got
They
some
just
real
need to be
bangers in there.
careful.
Minerva X is
Not too
real good.
He did. Hopefully, whoever's leading 555 does not watch the VOD back and does not look at that Bastion play that just happened on the potential massive deletion of Joker, denied by that Bastion player.
Don't watch
Heat
back
of
the VOD,
battle.
guys. Watch it without volume at least. Don't watch it with volume on so you don't hear it.
Yeah. Here we go.
Message Henry and tell him not to use volume while he watches this VOD.
Or if my internet's dying, it's probably my internet dying. Something's
Yeah, this has actually been more stable for me. About halfway through the show, the game got a little bit more stable for me. So that's been good. I've
You're
been
like
able
a
to watch
super
a lot.
robot to me,
Oh,
but it just could be me.
Bogle, is that? It's Robin?
Okay, it's
Robin.
yeah, it's me.
Robin. All right. Well, we've got a nice defensive posture set up by the guys in Joker right now. They're just watching the gate fall. They're probably going to let that happen. Let these guys come in and then hit them when they come through. Like to get that like C maneuver going on, right, Robin? Hit them from 3 different sides.
Maybe. I mean, I don't see any range bomb squads, at least for now here for Joker, which is going to be pretty unfortunate.
It's
They
gonna be very
can't use
hard
the
in a
ramp.
castle position. Yeah. We
Yep.
talk about that and how really important it is to have something to bomb over the walls in the castle position, especially on defense. You can sometimes get away with it on offense because you just push through. You unga bunga bash the walls, you move through, you just keep going forward. But you can't do that on defense. You lose all your advantages when you when you just go full brawl on defense.
Yeah, you're gonna see
And they're
Joker
already
now
moving
fully
back again.
in.
Yeah, this is this is just a matter of time then, Robin.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's reinforcements for Joker or 555 that just came in via the southwestern door.
Don't see it.
33 disarray debuff only here for Joker now, so I'm guessing it's more 555 coming back.
Yeah, I just see 555 out here. That's it. And they're prowling around too, looking for regears. So they've got an extra group just looking.
Yeah, look, they got that group on the east now, so it's a east and west push here by 555. How are Joker going to handle this?
50.
Yep.
Level 50 disarray, Robin, versus a 33. Remember what we said about a level 50?
It's a lot of men.
It goes to a 51 at 200, so you can have up to 199 and be a level 50. At 33, Robin, you're looking at 83 to 89.
Yep, and here comes the old Flood-a-Rooney. Joker going to get stacked and clapped here.
Yeah, they don't have a shot. This is just overrun by superior numbers. A very good group came in. They had a shot before, the rest of Radiant showed up and took over this fight, but well played early on, for sure. The smaller group did very well, and then just overwhelming numbers. An extra 100 people is just going to be too much.
Yep, and there it goes. That is the wipeout. That is the deletion. 9 minutes to go until the castles can be looted here. Wondering where ETP ended up.
They are over in Razor Rock Chasm right now.
Okay, so it looks like they're holding this area of castles. CCTV and Jin are already in Arthur's Rest and have been in Arthur's Rest for about 10 minutes. Yeah, again, it's like, is there really a need for them to go for castles? Not really.
The only thing that they could be going for is content.
Yep. I mean,
establishing alliances for next season, fighting alongside the people who are supposed to be your allies, establishing communications with those people, learning how to coordinate when you have large forces on the field. This could have been really good practice for them if they're planning to face off against these guys next season, where you're going to run into 300 people on the regular. Probably not in one zone, but like on multiple zones, and having to understand the cluster queue, and not just a cluster queue, but map rotations and getting into place and how to cut people off and how to jump queue and attack the backside. All that could have been practiced today. It was more than castles.
yeah, for sure. But that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just checking some of the other groups here. A lot of moving around. People just trying to snipe some of the castles here, it seems like, and not actually running into actual other groups, unfortunately. Idle are spreading their wings.
Yeah, they've broken up into a couple different groups.
Yep.
I think the Dry Vein Step one is going to end up going to Idle. I don't see anybody inside it, and it does look like Maverick and the boys are running. Actually, something just happened here. There was already a fight, and it was taken. And it looks like they're just going to take it later. Yeah, they're leaving. Western Paradise just took this castle. There was a fight here just moments ago. And now they're leaving. They're going to probably send back a group to go pick up the stuff, unless it gets attacked, but the rest of Idle is leaving down the southeast. And that would mean Stonemouth would be a little bit hard to get to, though possible.
got something. Let me find a POV. It would be Wetgrave Bog, and is thou shot caller.
Oh, we're over on the other side of the world here today, Robin. This is not where we've been watching fights lately.
No. You're in
RVG.
it. Go with that for now. I'm gonna find us an inside POV.
Okay, we got the MVP Alliance, who we have seen before. We've seen MVP. 1994, Meerkats Assemble. We know those guys. If you want to go to Meerkats Assemble, we have a POV for them.
I got inside POV. There we go.
Okay.
For RVG. Cool. 5 minutes and counting. Gates still standing, at least the final gates, at least here in Wetgrave Bog Castle. There is a bit of a bloodbath unfolding. Great clump and dump coming in there. A little bit late with the animatic staff, but it did come down nonetheless to save those two other players that were inside that clump. Counter engagements coming in here at the gates, but handled well here by RVG. And you just heard the whistle. The eastern gate has fallen, and Meerkats Assemble looking to go for a ballsy flood here on the eastern side. This is going to get absolutely chaotic here. But the flood is getting stopped. Health bars dropping here for Meerkats. They may have overstepped their welcome, and it's a wipeout deletion on the eastern side. The Meerkats are going back into hiding.
Oh, no. Get back in your holes, boys. Duck and cover.
Handled well here by RVG. But this is where it gets mixy and messy. The brawl continues here inside the Lord Room. RVG will have the benefit of the barrows raining down, but it looks like a lot of them haven't got the memo that we're fighting here inside said Lord Room. A lot of players out to the western side of the castle. I don't know why. They need everybody that they can get right now inside this Lord Room. Looks like they may be able to just push back. I mean, there's a potential big group deletion on the eastern side if RVG's players actually got in here. There's so many over to the western side, it's unreal. That's enough here to push back MVP. Once again. Comes the
Hey,
flood.
Baragi. About to get caught in this clump here, man. Hey, Baragi in that clump up front with this push by RVG. Nice push into the main line of the Meerkats and all of MVP. That's a nice push, Robin.
They are not stopping as I say that. Nope, they find another nice little deletion there on the north side. RVG, though, know that they're about to overstep their welcome. They fall back inside the castle. It does seem like there's a little bit of lacking communication between RVG's alliance groups here. Like, some groups are falling back, RPOV's falling back, alliance members a little bit late to react to that. We did just hear overcharge break for a lot of members as well.
Oh.
I mean, depending if they did OC, you know, a couple minutes before primetime window started and they had a fight,
That would be it,
hour.
Yep. Okay, I'm not seeing anybody over here with OC from RVG. So, oh, actually, some guys have 21 minutes left. So it's a bit of a mixed bag here, Robin. I think it was on the Meerkat side that it was breaking. Yeah, these other guys have half an hour to 26 minutes.
Alrighty, well, RVG stepping
fresh
outside
here for Meerkats, and yeah,
keeping. We're trying to keep that fight going here, but a couple members of RVG falling.
Also same time.
2 minutes to go here. More members of RVG still falling outside the castle, all the way on the north side.
Yeah, they
of
got
our
a
screen
battle
here.
mount out here too, Robin. They've got quite a group of guys who are caught. Battle mount getting taken down to 2 bars, down to 1.5 bars. I think he's going to get through. Down to 1 bar, back inside.
Let's
Demounted.
make it.
He's demounted, and he's going to get in. He's fine. He's got to his teammates, but he did get demounted.
And I will, just from watching that unfold, I think my statement about communication here for RVG, very, very messy and disorganized, it seems like. But their fighting potential is absolutely insane. They're doing a fantastic job so far. Couple more seconds, and that chest can be opened. The loot obtained, and the final might be acquired as well.
Yeah, they're already channeling. Got 3 guys on it, and it's done. Now the question is, does this fight continue, Robin, or do they just skirt out with the loot?
Wait and see. We'll stick with it for just a little bit
We can
longer
stay for about
here.
5 minutes or so. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. RVG mounting. And they're fleeing. So that answers that question very, very quickly for us here on the Outcaster's desk. But how do you not react to that, whoever this is? Like, there's a whole Zerg mounting and riding into you. And you don't... Okay, I was about to say you don't full engage on that, but finally they do. And again, RVG's communication there, a lot of the group did already make it outside of the castle. A group getting stuck inside, and now RVG are going to be the meat of the sandwich because here comes MVP from inside the castle, and it's going to be a wipeout. And it is.
They're scattered. They're scattered. Look at this, dude. They are... That just changed this entire battle. Communication.
Communication.
That's a rough one, dude. They had this one in the bag. They had the kill board in their favor. They were looking really good against some very good players. They probably had their morale was really high after this fight. Everybody was very excited for Invasion Day. Now they're all regearing.
And that's going
at
to be
least 40 of them.
Yep.
I opened it all the way, Robin. 44 to 1.
Yeah, that was a rough play there for RVG, but it happens. And that is going to be it for us here on the Asia War Report, and that's going to be it for the coverage for Season 28 here on Albion Asia. Obviously, you guys get a 2-week break. We get a 2-week break, but it's not over yet today. We'll be back at 1800 UTC for the European Invasion Day coverage, and then 01 UTC as well for the Americas server Invasion Day coverage. So make sure you're following the channel to be notified when we go live. But until then...
Wait, Robin, congratulate Sunset, man. Congratulate them on first place. Congratulate Peony Flower on second place. I don't think anybody's catching these guys. They've secured it today. And if this is our last time to talk about them before we're done for the season, we won't see these guys for 2 weeks. Congratulations, Sunset. Congratulations, Peony Flower. Congratulations, Aguila, to our top 3 on this season. Shout out to Griffin Empire and Stellar Alliance and Western Paradise rounding out the top 6. But congratulations, Sunset and Peony Flower, for another victorious season. Well orchestrated, well done. We might not agree with all your hand-holding techniques, but your victory is yours. Congratulations.
Indeed, congratulations. Indeed, we have seen some fantastic fights with all 3 of our top 3 winners here for season 28.
The top 10. The top 10 has been very active. Great job by... I mean, we've been complaining about maybe not seeing as much content at 14 and 16 as we would like. Content may be down in comparison to its own past. But there have been some really good fights this season, and there's been a lot of content this season, just not always that we could cover. Though, a number of times we got some great content, and we're really looking forward to next season. The stage is set for an incredible Season 29. Server war, as you call it. Like, everybody is splitting up. They're creating 2 sides, maybe a possible third party as well, that seems to be more antagonistic to one of the 2 sides, but not really attached to either. So this could get incredible very fast. I am very much looking forward to Season 29 in 2 weeks. So I hope you guys tune in for the first Invasion Day in 2 weeks. So thank you guys very much, and we'll see you guys in a couple of hours at 18 UTC for our EU Final Invasion for Season 28.